Today we are in mourning for the T for the AMC premiere of TNA. May it rest in hell. Oh Lord, help us. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to the Takedown Troupe review. As I'm trying to fix my hood here, that's a fun thing. But welcome everyone, and hello. Listen, I'm just gonna put it out there right now. This is not gonna be a good. This is not gonna be a fun episode. This is gonna be a rough one.
Oh no, this is going to be a fucking
Yeah.
great
So,
episode. This is going to be a
oh,
brilliant
but
episode. Do you know why this is going to be a brilliant episode? To borrow the philosophy of one Anton Ego
why?
from the movie Ratatouille, negative reviews are fun to write and they're fun to read. Okay? There's nothing wrong about that. There's a reason that there are at least 2 volumes of Roger Ebert's worst film reviews. I own one of them. It's called Your Movie Sucks. It's a great read. Okay? But it is a collection of some of his worst reviews. And I would imagine that the same philosophy applies to negative reviews when it comes to podcasts. It's fun to rant about this shit. And I hope it's fun for the people at home to listen to it. So in that regard, this is going to be a brilliant episode.
Man.
I am living up to the title that is on my placard right there. Chief Hating Officer. I am the CHO. I'm going full Waldorf and Statler on this one. Call me Mike Nelson, because I'm gonna have my 2 bots hanging out with me here, making fun of this shit the whole time. Okay?
Yeah. So if you couldn't already tell, Radio Will and I are going to be here to tear apart and a mess. I can't word today, but we're gonna be ripping TNA up. We're gonna be ripping TNA a new one. Yeah, this was. Oh man, this episode broke my rule when it came to report cards, and I was just like, "Damn, we're barely like 3 weeks into January. TNA, you already got me giving you D's and shit. What the flip,
Okay,
y'all?"
And I can't blame you for giving it the D.
Anywho,
get your mind out of the gutter. But I can't blame you for giving it the grade of a D, because like the matches itself, C-. That's the whole thing. The reason it falls into a D, this was your AMC premiere, guys. This was your chance with a new audience. This was your chance to turn over a new leaf. And look, I understand. With a new audience comes an opportunity to sort of fill people in on like the details of what's happened recently so that they're up to speed with all of the current goings on. But this was not how you do that, guys. Like, all right, and before we start talking about, before we get into this, and I mean, like, this is part of it. Part of this episode is absolutely going to be talking about the roster issues that TNA is having right now. But let's pull that Band-Aid off. Hold on, because I took notes on this while I was sitting.
Oh boy, here we go.
While I was sitting watching today, while I was at work, definitely not supposed to be doing other like important day job shit. There definitely didn't have anything to do there, and I listed. So the big news this week was the Rascals, all 4 of them, signing with AEW. And that feels weird to talk about because, like, 100% honesty, that's a pretty good get for AEW. I won't go so far as to call it a great get. It's pretty good. because if they were going to move anywhere, I'm glad they landed in AEW because they would have been wasted in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
AEW, I feel like they have a better chance to, like, because if you put them on Collision and have them feud with Top Flight and CD's stable of people there,
Mm-hmm.
well, tag team match where you just put on low gravity mode and call it a day. Okay, them fight in midair. Okay, that's going to be great. But it's a pretty good get for AEW. It is a massive blow to TNA's roster.
This X division is now in shambles too.
Yeah. Like, so I made a quick list because we also lost the inspiration this week. I don't see that as a major loss, but it is what it is.
They finished up with TNA after last night, so
Right.
yeah. So now the Knockouts tag team division is just like, okay. Well, I mean, it was already struggling. Now it's on life support, but now it's like we got one Knockouts tag team right now.
Now, okay, the women's tag team division is currently the Angel Warriors, the Elegance brand, and Harley Hudson and Miley Grace. That's about it. But so over the last couple of months, we have lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of TNA's top talent. That's, and I know JDC doesn't officially retire until the pay-per-view this weekend, but I'm counting him. So we've lost JDC, Myron Reed, Zachary Wentz, Desmond, I can't remember his last name, the fourth member of the Rascals, whose name is escaping me at the moment, Matt Cardona, Jake something,
Xavier.
both members. What's that? Xavier?
Yes.
Wait, Xavier what? What about Xavier?
Desmond Xavier is his full name.
Sorry, yeah. So Desmond Xavier, the fourth member whose name I can't remember, Matt Cardona, Jake something, both members of the Inspiration, Joe Hendry, and Masha Slamovich. Now, I understand Masha was a different circumstance. We still lost her. Okay? And I get, like, don't get me wrong. I am not, put it this way. I understand why she's gone, and I'm okay with it. The moral of the story, though, for the purpose of this list, is she's gone. And who have we picked up since then?
Yeah.
Bear Bronson, The Righteous, Vincent and Dutch.
Yep.
So, fun fact, I was looking on TNA's roster page the other day. BDE is officially listed as a member of their roster now, so he counts.
Yep. They signed him, I think, 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah. And after this particular episode, we can now add Elena Black and Daria Ray to the list. We've lost 11, picked up 5. Oh boy. And it's just like, it's. Yeah, no, they got to start hiring people like yesterday.
Yeah, I'm going to get more into that, especially when we get towards the tail end of the show, because I sent like a multi-paragraph text message to the boys who are asking because the whole group chat that I have for most of the hosts, we like to, razz each other. And this morning I woke up to a bunch of texts. You just be like, hey, how are you doing? How are you feeling? It's like, I know what you're doing. So fuck y'all. But I was just like, you're not wrong though. And let me tell you why. So it was a good conversation this morning. And then I reiterated it again when I was talking to Will during my lunch break. He's like, this episode sucked. I was just like, yep, I warned you last night. I was not kidding. So we're gonna just get into it, but first I gotta shout out the homie Nick, who is a friend of the channel. Love him. also has his own podcast, him and his wife at the Nick Happy Hour Wrestling Podcast. Their shows are on Fridays, and they like to jump in during our watch along. Sometimes it causes a little bit of chaos, so we love them. Um, just a couple of different things. Rascals, I think, have more value in TNA since there's less of a tag division. That being said, if AEW invests in the tag team division, it's a good move, but I don't trust TK.
Yeah.
Uh, that's
It,
very fair.
it's like I said, it's more of a loss for TNA than it is a gain for AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I hate you, Nick, but yes.
yeah, no, that's like, and honestly, like after losing all of the names that they lost already, it's like just buy them already, guys. Just buy them out.
Like, we're
Make
just waiting.
make Impact the fourth brand and call it a night.
Technically the fifth brand because AAA is now
Oh yeah,
WWE.
yep, I forgot about that. Yep.
So, alrighty, let's get into it because we've tried to prolong this as much as we could.
Prolong the inevitable.
I'll just let this picture sit right here, right? I'm just like, oh man, what a way to start.
That you like it should have been a sign. Well, technically it was a sign, just a sign. When the first thing that happens on the show was a botch. The AJ Styles logo is up on the Titantron or whatever they call it, long enough for the crowd to pop a little bit over, hey, AJ Styles, and then for the crowd to die down. AJ? You coming, bud?
So, just like his Slammiversary appearance, AJ comes out. This is the house that AJ Styles built. Let's get crazy. That's it. I'm like, don't do. I was like, TNA, stop playing in my face. I was like, I know the Fed is probably not going to let AJ have a match in TNA right now. And I'm like, why not though? But
Yeah. Why
like,
not? They're letting everybody else come over from WWE.
I know all the NXT kids are coming over, which I don't mind. And we're going to talk about certain ones. I was like, now, if a certain female wrestler for NXT ends up with gold, then we're going to have issues.
Yep. No, I'm.
You're going to veto me. It's okay. I love you still.
Yeah, no, I have thoughts.
Guys, we're going to fight on screen tonight. No, I'm just kidding. The funny part is I say that, but I will also agree with you too. Yeah. I was like, I already know it. I was like, this is a personal preference, but I also agree with you. Yeah. But yeah, this was a sign that it was only going to go downhill from here. I was expecting it to be like at least an ease into the nosedive, but we jumped off a cliff.
No. This was.
We jumped off the cliff, and this is how we dived headfirst with this match.
This plane went from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, like immediately.
Like, so I'm gonna get on TNA hot in a second, but I was just like, okay, so AJ Styles, whatever. We get into this match. This is Elijah and the Hardys taking on Order 4, which of course is Mustafa Ali and the Great Hands, with Tasha being out there as support. I didn't think this was the worst thing on the night, but I was just like, I feel like I've seen this match lots of times before.
Well, okay, and you know how every once in a while there will be a spot that you kind of like the suspension of disbelief kind of goes out the window. There was one of those in this match. Mm-hmm. The superplex that Elijah gave to Ali using the Great Hands, like standing on their backs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that bit? Like,
yep.
That, like, I'm sitting there going, like, did they really think this looked cool?
I was like, sirs.
Like, this is like, just like I said, suspension of disbelief is just gone. Like, as a wrestling fan, I understand. You got to sort of lean into some of the absurdity of it. You know, just give more of a reasonable doubt than not, you know? Because it's fun. It's wrestling. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be over the top. This one just... Why did you think that looked cool? Like... I don't know. Like, I'm... Order 4 is very rapidly Order 4 is rapidly getting to like Scooby-Doo level of villainy. And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I am camp. Please retire the heart. Please retire Jeff and Matt. But like Elijah's not doing it for me either, frankly. And like, I don't know. Yeah, this is just like meh.
Yeah, I mean,
I like Mustafa Ali as a performer. I really do. But like I said, like the creative that they're giving him and the rest of Order 4 is just it's cartoon villainy. You
mhm.
know, it's and as I'm sitting here talking about it, I understand why to a degree, especially the way the world is right now and he's playing this kind of politician inspired character. They don't want to make things too heavy and go too on the nose
Mhm.
by making him this just like patently evil politician. Because we have one of those, you know?
Mhm.
And like, and I get the nature of them like wanting to put on a show and get people to forget about the problems in the country right now. And to make, and one of the things in doing that is making Order 4 cartoonish. And to that, I look TNA square in the eye and say, no balls. You have an opportunity to make Order 4 a really compelling villain right now.
Come on, Carlos Silva, get it together.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Make Ali Trump. Do it. I dare you.
Go full gear for with it.
Make him that despicable. Make him that much of a monster.
And the funny thing is, Radio, I feel like that's where I thought we were going with Ali
Yeah.
when he had his feud with Mike. Now, again, this was before your time. No, I was kidding.
Yeah.
But no, literally last year, going into Rebellion, April 2025, Mike Santana and Ali were feuding. There was no title, but Ali was going a little bit darker because he was, talking about Mike's sobriety. He crashed one of his AA meetings. Like he was like putting alcohol in his face and like playing around with it. I was like, ooh, this is some dark stuff. I
Yeah.
kind of dig that.
Yeah.
And then after that match at Rebellion was really good too, because it was basically a no DQ falls count anywhere match. So it was nuts. Tasha Steelz went through a table. It was crazy. The great hands were bleeding. Ali was bleeding. Santana was bleeding. And I was like, ooh, Ali, we're going to. I'm so mad. I'm so mad that
And
we
like,
wasted Ali and Mike Santana feud because that was so compelling.
and I'm not against ridiculousness in wrestling. I like ridiculousness in wrestling. I like comedy wrestling. I like it a lot. But like there's no other heel that you could have put Elijah against to do this bit with. You couldn't have done this with AJ Francis. You couldn't have done this with Eric Young. You couldn't have done this with
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like you probably couldn't have done with Frankie, but you get it. You couldn't have done this with Ryan Nemeth. This would have been great with Ryan Nemeth. It would have been better than what we fucking got with Ryan Nemeth tonight. Yeah, it's I don't know. Oh,
I was like, mhm.
not sure how much. Not sure how much of that rant
Yeah,
actually got.
it's
The internet hiccup there a minute.
it's no, I got majority of it, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, Elijah, to kind of close this out in terms of the match itself, Elijah and the Hardys beat Order 4. Afterwards, the Righteous come out, they chain Jeff Hardy's ear and beat up Matt. I was just like, okay. I was like, Jeffrey, did we not learn from the last 5 years? I was just like, what did we tell you about this gauges? I was like, everybody's putting things through it. There's been screwdrivers. His ear got chained to a ladder during the pandemic era. That ladder match with him, AJ, and Sami Zayn. Like, and now the chain is in his ear once again. I was just like, okay.
But yes, I don't know. That's one of those things. Like I that's one of those spots that even icks me out a little bit.
It was a little weird and uncomfortable. I was like,
Yeah,
I was just like, I know how gauges work. I have friends who have them, but never in my mind would I think that I would stick or like lock up their ear to a corner where I was just like, what in the saw is this?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's like, what? It's like, welcome, Jeffrey. You have 5 minutes to try to escape.
And I
I
still
was
like the
like, John,
Righteous.
mm,
I still like the Righteous. I really hope they do get the belts off of the Hardys. But we'll see.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll talk about it when we do our predictions for
Yeah,
Genesis. Because
yeah,
in my depression, I forgot to I forgot to say that at the top of the show. We would also be doing predictions for Genesis, which is tomorrow.
yeah,
So, which is going to be interesting. But let's keep going though. Get this out my face because y'all know this is never going to happen. Why are we playing? Why are we
yeah,
playing in my face?
yeah.
It's like, don't do this to me. Moving on. Daria, you are the only bright spot in my eyes.
It
this
it
this suit
it
was everything, girl.
and it's nice to see her in a ring. You know, it's like, especially after how dirty WWE did her. It's
It's like homegirl was willing to do anything, you guys. Like,
yeah,
shout out to Chris Van Fleet because we get all the tea from him and all the other podcasters that interviewed too. I'm just
mhm.
like, homegirl was willing to do everything, and she deserves the world, especially everything that happened with her and Mandy and that whole situation at their house that they were sharing. It was wild.
I didn't hear anything about that part.
So to give you the Spark Notes version, so Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, we're going to use their WWE names. They were living together. They had a house together, and so Mandy had a stalker, and he broke
Oh shit!
in, and like he found out where she lived. Like he came into the house while they were home. They had to escape. It was like a psychological thriller, and then this is kind of messed up part, right? So Mandy is going through all of this. Sonya is there, and so they still had to perform. They had a feud, during the pandemic era and everything. Mandy is going to court. Sonya is the eyewitness, you know. Then Sonya ends up getting hurt, but she's still on main roster. Mandy is over in the Nickelodeon slime version of NXT, is what I called it during the rebrand, with all the colorful stuff. She ends up becoming, NXT Women's Champion, and then it's crazy to look at it now because she decided to start some pages. Then WWE is like, nah, we're gonna let you go, girl. And she was still in the middle of the court cases with this too. I was just like,
Jesus.
damn. Yeah, it was crazy times. And then I was like, ooh, Natalia and Sonya are about to feud, and then Sonya got dropped too. I was just like, I just can't have nothing nice. Like, honestly. It's like, this is a hate crime. I will say, shout out to
I
Sonya. But anyways, Santino is kind of still depressed, but not really. I don't know. And so TNA management is just like, we're gonna give you like an assistant slash a co-GM, and here comes Daria, and everyone's chilling for her. And then she immediately went into heel GM mode. And I was just like, okay, Daria. She's like, Santino, get it together. Stop being depressed. We have a show to run, and I made a decision. And she decided to sign a new knockout to TNA. And that comes in the form of Miss Elena Black, formerly known as Cora Jade from NXT. And I was just like, I love you, Cora, and Elena. I was like, here's hoping that I hope you took the time that you needed because she took a break from wrestling to go get her mind right. She was dealing with some stuff. So hopefully, you know, I want to see her. I do like her.
Yeah.
So I was just like, and God knows this TNA Knockouts division is in desperate need of some new knockouts.
That there is a certain degree of irony though to Daria
Yep.
Ray cutting a promo saying like telling Santino stop being depressed. Anyway, here's our new Knockouts champion who has a documented history of mental health issues.
I
Don't get me wrong.
know.
Don't get me wrong. I am a depression sufferer. I understand. Like I have nothing but sympathy for Cora,
No, I
for
feel that too.
Elena, and
I'm like, girl, me too. I
what
was
she
just
must
like,
what she must be going through and what she has gone through. But like it's also just like the cheap heat of like stop being depressed. Anyway, here's my new friend who is depressed.
her name is literally Elena Black. I
Yeah.
was just like, the irony does not miss me with that one. But again, like I said, I'm happy Elena is signed here. We desperately need more TNA knockouts, especially, good is not the word I want to use. We need
No,
some very strong and seasoned girls.
no relation to Alistair.
Yes. God, I was just like, I'm mad at what the Fed is doing with her, but I'm just trying to imagine Zelina in here, and I would love that. I mean, she was here when she was with LAX all those years ago.
Yep.
Anywho, so shout out to Elena Black, new assignee to the TNA Knockouts division. Love you, girl. Hopefully, we'll start to see you do some stuff after Genesis or at Genesis. I don't know anymore. Don't do this
More
to me
more
either.
AJ
Stop
Styles
playing.
wankery.
I was like, at least he had a couple of segments compared to one in Slammiversary. But guys, we all know what we want. We want AJ versus Leon, but they would never let that happen in TNA.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait. We're gonna get there in a little bit because I was just
And
like, I'm looking at Leon Slater. I was just like, TNA. Now I
okay,
know good and goddamn well. I was like, why are we lying? Why are we lying?
hold on. Here's the thing
Let's just
about
talk about now. Fuck it.
yeah, okay. Okay. This episode was supposed to have Myron Reed versus Leon Slater. Now, obviously, there's a problem there. As we discussed at the top of the show, the Rascals signed with AEW. That's not the problem, though. It's because WWE basically said, like, no, we're taking Leon to Europe with us. That was the primary reason for that match getting pulled. Not evidently Myron even said like, yeah, I'll do this last match.
He was willing to stay with TNA and do the match with Leon.
Yeah. Like we'll finish this out, do one last match, and call it a night for the X Division thing. Like I'm not going to win it. Obviously, I'm not taking the X Division title, the trademark, title of TNA with me to AEW. Let's round it out. And then WWE is like, no. And see, I have some tinfoil on this. Okay. I've got a little bit of tinfoil hat going on here on that particular match. My theory is that WWE got wind of the Rascals going to AEW. And then because they have they're going to get Leon Slater as soon as his contract expires with TNA. There's no doubt about that. Like, and basically the optics of the WWE's next golden child sharing a ring with someone that's bound for AEW, they weren't having that. That is my tinfoil hat there. Like it's bonkers, it's stupid, it's tribalist, but that it's still one of those like the crazy conspiracy theorist in the back of my head is like, hey, there's something here. I know it's like they just want Leon Slater for themselves and blah blah blah. But I don't know, man.
I was like, look, here's the thing, right? I was just like, I'm not mad at Leon. I was like, this kid is getting to live his dreams. Yeah, that's what I want for him.
Absolutely.
But the politicking of it is some bullshit. Well, it really, really is. And it's annoying. And I was just like, it is. I also agree with the conspiracy theory. I was just like, WWE, you knew damn well
Yeah.
that y'all were going to be in the UK for during Genesis, and so you're just like, hey, we're gonna take Leon for the UK tour, like for the UK dates that WWE is in Europe over the next like month and a half or so, and it's just like, he gets to perform in his hometown. We know
This,
what it really was for.
yeah. It reeks, like, especially after all the counter programming that WWE has done against AEW. This absolutely reeks of WWE sabotage.
Yep. Yep. So I was just like, I don't know why we have this segment right here because y'all know you ain't gonna let AJ and Mike fight either. Now that would be I'd be here for that match, but it would never happen. It would never happen.
Mhm.
Stupid major capitalistic wrestling entertainment promotion. Ugh. Anywho, moving on. Will, why? I was like, it is 2026. Why are we doing stuff like we were back in 2006? Bitch, I was still in middle school back then. What the fuck, bro? I was just like, this is some MTV Spring Break VH1 bullshit. I was like, what is happening?
Also,
God, this segment was so bad.
the reason that I didn't include this guy on my list of new hires is that he isn't. He's been signed to TNA for almost a year at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually Cedric Alexander's first opponent when he debuted back in June.
Okay, I was like, I recognize this man's face. I just got to remember where. Thank you for that.
Yep. Like, I did a quick Google of him when he showed up here, because, okay, I'm not gonna lie, the reason I Googled him is because, like, wait, that kind of looks like Griff Garrison, and I
Right.
wanted to make the joke of, who the fuck is Griff Garrison?
Unfortunately, it is not Griff Garrison. He's
Right.
still stuck in the frat house in Ring of Honor. This was bad. This was a really bad segment. I was just like, Lord help us.
Hey, remember last
Oh
week when
man.
I said, like, hey, all these potential theories of what they could potentially do, that, like, really kind of like fat shamey one that I mentioned?
Yep. Yep. Anyways, we go from a really bad segment to a really bad match. God,
Yeah.
this hurt. I was just like, for everyone. I was just like, God, this match sucked.
Yeah, no, it sucked. It, like, this, I and the inspiration not exactly living up to their tag team name. And basically, as soon as this episode ended, they announced that they were leaving TNA, and made about the inspiration on Impact. That both of those words do not mean what, like, you keep using those words. I don't think they mean what you think they mean. They did not make an
This
impact,
second run for
and they
them
were
was
not exactly inspiring.
no. No, this second run for them was trash, and I am the first to admit it because I love these girls. I really do.
Sure.
I'm unbiased. The
You
Iconics is
you
our
named
literal
you named
origin
your
story for this
whole
whole
yeah, you
exactly.
named your whole
They're
empire after them.
I love those two, and I will ever love these two. The second run was in the words of Lisa Edwards, this was hot garbage, mama. Like, what was oh god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was
I'm
rough.
yeah. I'm gonna quote another lovable drag queen that I love a little bit later in the show because I was just like, Tatiana, we're putting you in the chamber, girl. You're coming up in a little bit. But yeah, this was bad. The Elegance girls are now Knockouts tag team champs again. And I was like,
Again.
cool. Again, I was like, fine. And I was like, we don't have a tag team division anymore. Like at this point, like we literally we're bare boning it right now. Like, oh god. Alrighty. I don't want to talk about this no more because this hurts my heart for
Yeah.
everyone involved. Okay, so hear me out, right? I was not mad at this. I was just like,
Oh,
honestly, well, here's the thing. I wasn't mad at this, but I'm going to be mad more when we get into predictions because I'm like, I swear to God, if y'all, don't get me wrong, I love Zarya. I was just like, love me some, I love me some muscle mommy. But this is where, I mean, we brought it up earlier, but this is where I was calling TNA out on the bullshit because of, let's talk about these visa issues, right? Because
oh yeah,
visa issues.
that's what they blame. That's what they blamed for Leon's absence.
I
And
was just like,
I'm
I was like, don't lie to my face. I know where he is now. Danny Luna is a whole different story because I haven't seen her like be anywhere else. So
yeah.
I was just like, but here's my thing, TNA. You say that it's visa issues, like in the case of Danny Luna. You had a whole fucking month to get this shit together before this preview because all the tapings that we saw for the last 3.5 weeks were all done after final resolution at the beginning of December.
And not for nothing, guys. Like by claiming visa issues for both Danny Luna and Leon Slater,
Not to mention your Canadian talent too,
did
minus Eric Young, because I was just like, no Jody Threats, no hometown man. Like all the Canadians were also not on the show either.
like wait, did you guys really just sacrifice Danny Luna to cover your ass for Leon Slater to cover WWE's ass for you?
I was like, what the fuck? I was just like, this is insane. But Santino comes out with Lane Lee and Zaya Brookside,
Yeah.
tell the
That's like Canadian talent wasn't here. British talent. Wait. Hold on. British talent was here. Indy Hartwell was fine. Lei Ying Lee was fine.
I was like,
I mean,
I was
granted,
like,
I don't know what their citizenship status is, so I don't know if they need a visa or not. But like,
I know Indy and that I was just like Indy, Australia. I was just like, she's fine. I mean, Leandy is fine as your first, anyways. But coming into this, Santino's like, there's visa issues with Danny Luna, so our knockouts champion is not facing Danny at Genesis, which I was like, bummer. Cause I was just like, I was looking forward to that match. So then we have the team of Zaruka, so Sol Ruka and Zarya come out. And so I'm like, okay, I like these girls. I really, really do. Um, I'm
I
actually
swear to fucking Christ, if they put the TNA Knockouts belt on another fucking NXT wrestler, I'm gonna riot.
no, and that's what I'm getting at because I was gonna wait until predictions, but I'll get that right now because I love Sol Ruka and I love Zarya, and I actually am not mad. I wish it was Danny Luna, but hey, Zarya is another muscle mommy that can fight, our champion, and I'm here for it. On paper, I'm still excited. However, ellipses, like semicolon. If Zarya walks out as TNA Knockouts champion, I'm gonna pull a New Jersey Housewives and flip a table.
is Papa Oso going to the pay per view?
He is going to Genesis. He
Okay.
is aware of the changes that has happened. I'm sure he's gonna have a fun time, but I will probably be getting some text messages if certain results happen.
Papa Oso, if you're watching this, please, you know that the classic sign from the ECW one night stand: if Cena wins, we riot. Can we
Mm-hmm.
get one of those? If Zarya wins, we riot. It's
And I was just like, why?
if NXT keeps stealing our shit, we riot.
I'm just like, ugh. Here's like, okay. I mean, everyone's a little bit different. I don't mind NXT folks coming over, especially if it's the women's division, because Lord knows NXT has a lot of talent to win it and they don't know what to do with. And that's the unfortunate bit. So, like, Soul and Zarya is fresh take because I was like, okay, these girls are actual substance. No shade to the Fatal Influence girls that we got last year, but I was like, they are not on the caliber. But at least I was like, I consider Soul Ruka and Zarya some pretty top women in the NXT division. But I agree with you. If Zarya walks out as Knockouts champion, we're gonna fight. But this whole segment made me mad because of that possibility, and then TNA absolutely lying to our faces about Leon Slater, but also made me mad. I'm like, you had a whole fucking month to clear up these visa issues for your Canadian and your UK talent. Indies, Australia, like Indies, fine. our Knockouts champion is fine. Zaya's fine, let I remind you too. So I was just like, what the hell happened with everybody else? What do we do? I know he's not international, but I was like, Macklin was also not here for this show. I'm like, I get that he lost last week, but like, where is like, why is Macklin not on this show?
And that's I'm not sure if like I think we sort of skipped over one of the promo bits that made me the maddest.
Let's talk about it.
First of all, there was the Ryan Nemeth thing. Like Ryan Nemeth's bit about like getting into it with the AMC actors that are, in the audience. Once again, I get it. You're trying to cross promote on AMC. That's nothing new. I'm fine with that. But bro, a low blow, trying to hop the barrier and low blowing yourself.
It's like, what is this, amateur hour?
Like this, like that would have been called hack on mystery wrestling. All right.
On this Sunday, I'm looking forward to that one.
Fucking right.
Review next Thursday. Shameless plug.
Yeah, that would have been called hack on mystery wrestling. And this is TNA. Don't get me wrong. I love mystery wrestling, but they don't have the budget that TNA does. The other thing that really made me lose my shit. TNA, really important question. This is your debut episode on AMC.
Why are two of your top heels in the goddamned audience?
Lord help us.
I understand. We over the weeks, we have Eric Young, not like his current gimmick, the whole cleanse thing, not in great taste. We get that, okay?
But AJ Francis, though.
AJ Francis, kind of a polarizing figure amongst us here on the Takedown Troupe, and I get that. But these are still two of your top bad guys.
I'm mad. I'm actually really mad for AJ, and let's just talk about this now, because this whole feud, this match that he's having with Rich Homie Swan tomorrow at Genesis, I was just like, it's all been built in stupid digital exclusives. I was like, why have we not aired these like penthouse segments, like actual segments? I was just what is happening?
And this episode in particular that has this much filler.
I'm like, guys,
this many promos that could have been an email, and you couldn't figure out you couldn't get an instance in here to get another you couldn't have AJ ambush Swan or vice versa at some point over the course of the thing. You couldn't
tag me in.
You couldn't have had Eric Young sneak up on someone and be like the cleanse or anything like that. All right, go. All
right, tag me in. And here's another thing, TNA, as I give my index finger ready, right? I'm like, here's another thing that pissed me off, and you bring this up. So these are the things that I'm gonna be mad at. You are on AMC. How is the backstage audio still dog shit? Like, what is happening? I was just like, your production was ass. But what made me the most mad, and this is the whole show, with all the filler promos that could have been an email, all this stuff, I timed this shit. In a 2-hour wrestling show, we had barely 25 minutes of wrestling, and the rest was promos and video packages. What in the WWE bullshit was this? I was just like, because I expect this shit from Raw and SmackDown. But I'm like, in a 2-hour wrestling show, and we have 25 minutes of whole wrestling. I was just like, total nonstop action, my ass. I was
It is as I called it the first couple of months into me being on the show, total nonstop ass.
I was just like, this was some bullshit. But we got to change, because Janny Luna cannot compete. So it is going to be Zarya versus our champion at Genesis. On paper, I'm still excited, but I swear to God, TNA, Carlos Silva, I was just like, I swear if something happens, I was like, I know you my peoples, because us brown folk got stick together, especially in authority roles. But I swear to God, if you make this decision where Zarya becomes the new TNA Knockouts World Champion, sir, I'm gonna have to revoke your quinceañera card. You are not invited. I was like, you are not invited. I was like, you aren't one of us. You are. I was like, we're revoking the brown card. I'm sorry. I was just like, what are we doing? Anyways, let's keep going because we still got a a lot of other shit we gotta do to talk about.
Yeah.
This-
Speaking of promos that could have been in the email.
See, here's the thing. I didn't like this promo, but also this crowd, I was like, I'm actually pissed off at you. I was like, fuck y'all. This crowd sucked. I was just like, God, you were awful. You know what? Shout out to JDC though. I was like, he kind of was able to navigate it a little bit and got the crowd a little under control, but the crowd's gonna be the crowd. It is what it is. But I'm like, the match itself, I'm like, we're just gonna wait till Genesis. We move on with our lives. Like, I was like, I do not care.
Yeah.
I was like, moving on. Edwards, your face tells me everything I need to know too.
Pretty much.
Moving on. In the words of the great drag queens, Tatiana, choices.
This, you know what this was? I'm watching this, and it's like TNA basically like, all right, we're getting started on a new network. What can we do? All right, hold on. Other shows, another very big wrestling show started on a new network recently, right? About this same time last year. And what did they do? Oh, they brought out one of their biggest figures who is roundly hated by the community now. Let's do that. So, like, yeah. Hogan on Raw on Netflix. Carter on Impact on AMC.
I can't. I was just like, I can't. I was just like,
the only difference is she doesn't have a beer to hawk.
I mean, yeah. So I was just like, crowd, I was mad at you before, but I was on your side when you booed her out the building. Thank God. I was like, listen, we did like the Alamo. We never forget. Like, I was just like, God. And then to make matters like even weirder, Bully Ray comes out. Dixie and Bully stare down each other, and then he gives her a hug. I'm like, ew. I don't like her. I don't like him. This is gross to watch. Let's move on with our lives. So I was like, ew. God, I hated it. I also hated this because I was just like, y'all, I kid you not, I looked at my clock. I'm like, they have 12 minutes. You mean to tell me you gonna rush this match for 12 fucking minutes? Fuck you, TNA. I was just like, oh, hell no.
Credit where it's due. Credit where it's due. I appreciate, especially given that this was the AMC debut, all of the like finishers of TNA like wrestlers past, like all of like doing the Code Red and the Angel's Wings and the Canadian Destroyer and like all of these nods to other, past TNA big names, that was pretty cool. I will give them a golf clap for that. You kept your D from becoming a D-.
Mm-hmm.
But like
12 fucking minutes. I was like, what? So I want to run this. I want to take you on a journey, right? So Mike Santana, you are a better man than me. Because if I was in your shoes and TNA pulled this bullshit with not just this episode, but the bullshit that they've been pulling with you since the summer, I would have like not resigned. I would have gone somewhere else. I was just like, now, Mike, I know you left AEW of your own accord. You faced your demons and you were signed to TNA. I am happy you're on my screen because Lord knows somebody needs to put some Latin talent and Latin world champions on my television screen.
And like, honestly, they were never going to give him that same kind of push in AEW.
No, exactly, which I was fine with. I was just like, that. There's too many people in that roster. I still believe that. Right. I love AEW.
Oh, yeah.
That's always been the issue. I was like, we had too many people on this roster. But when you came to TNA like a year and a half ago, and I was excited because I know you, I know your work, LAX, you got the history with TNA anyway. So I was just like, Listen, and you're Puerto Rican too, so I gotta support my Boricuas out here.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you are a better man than me because let me take you on this journey. So, Trick Williams beats Joe Hendry back in May of 2025 at NXT Battleground to become TNA World Champion. Over the course of 2 months, Trick Williams is terrorizing NXT and TNA by doing some bullshit, is what I'm going to call it. Mike Santana and Joe Hendry are like, listen, like we beefing, but we also have a common enemy in Trick Williams. So this triple threat gets made at Slammiversary in Mike Santana's hometown backyard of New York. And so I was like, perfect, Mike Santana. I was just like, I know better because if you're in the hometown, you're probably going to lose anyways. But even still, this would have been a great moment. Nah, you had Mike almost win. Trick Williams pulls some bullshit and pins Joe Hendry. And then you have Trick Williams cuck Mike Santana all the way to October for him to finally win that championship at Bound for Glory. I feel like we waited too long for that one. You should have had Mike win at Slammiversary.
And to add insult to injury, if I may, and you're going to have him lose the title in his hometown of New York, this New Yorker, and then you're going to let him win it in Boston? I say this as a Bostonian. I know the heat there. I know the rivalry. Really? Everyone in that arena was like, it's the high
pitch for me.
Like, we're here, like, yeah, way to go, Mike Santana, finally winning the champion. But everyone in that arena was like, but he's from New York.
There's some craziness. Oh, but we keep going because Mike Santana wins at Bound for Glory. Then we have no TNA shows for a whole ass month. We got nothing but clip shows in the Thanksgiving special. Then we come back like 2 weeks before Final Resolution. And I'm just sitting here. I'm like, okay, we're back on TNA TV. Like, let's see what happens. You know, it's the live show, so it is what it is. You know, we're going to get the overhanging shots of people. Mm-hmm. So it's like, whatever. Mike Santana is having a match. And I was just like, oh, this should be fun. The B squad of Evolve come down and beat him up. I was like, what the flip is this? Frankie Kazarian comes out, cashes in his shot, and beats beaten down Mike Santana to become TNA World Champion. And I'm just sitting here, and back at that point, I was sitting there. I was just like, oh, I swear to God, TNA just hates success. So I was just like, 30 days as champion, no TV, first title defense. This man used to take the title off of Santana. I was like, just what?
Okay. Genesis better have like some mind-blowing surprise starts or something, like debuts. Put it this way.
It's literally called Genesis.
It's literally called Genesis. It's the first pay-per-view since the AMC show, and it's the beginning of the year. It's like, put it this way. If you don't you better this thought literally just crossed my mind. You better bring in someone like Chris fucking Jericho, who is still trying to find a home somewhere in the wrestling universe, to be like, all right, yeah, no, like it better be someone like that like it needs to be Chris Jericho or like one of the biggest names on the indies to like, and I.
There's a whole bunch of talent, but like if you're looking for the big ones, I was just like, I feel like they've already been scooped up by the other promotions at the moment.
Right.
But there's
that was another thing. Mm-hmm. One thing that they brought up, they brought it because there was a little card for it. They're bringing back Feast or Fired. Are you really gonna risk losing more of your roster now? TNA?
I was about to say, because I was going to bring that up when they started talking about next week. I was like, oh God, Feast or Fired is back. We lost you. Well, I mean, he had to go back because of excursion, but we lost the New Japan talent that way. Like last time we did it, like 2 years ago, I was like, no. I was like, God, I was just like, I don't. If it's now, here's the thing: if Ryan Nemeth gets fired and it's played for laughs, like whatever, then I was like, that's cool, that's fine. I'm here for that. Ryan, I can't believe we're actually going to talk about you, but you have a match at Genesis, and I don't know how I feel about this match in the sense it was like it's probably not going to be that great, but I'm rooting for your opponent to whoop your ass. I prayed for your opponent, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But
Like,
to finish off this journey, like 30 days, Mike Santana loses the title after getting jumped by WWE. Then TNA had the audacity, the gall, the gumption, my flabbers were gasted when they tried to play the wrestling media saying Mike Santana is no showing final resolution, no turning point. It's like he's no showing turning point. He's mad that he lost the title. And I was just like, don't play in my fucking face, TNA. Because honestly, if Mike wanted to leave, I would be full support. I was like, it would be the opposite of what you wanted. Because I was like, I would be mad too if all that shit happened. But no, Mike comes back. He whoops ass at Turning Point. He vows to get this title back. Frankie and Bear Bronson actually had a pretty legit match. I'm not going to lie. That was a solid bout between the two. And then all this for Mike to win this title back on AMC. I was just like, y'all were playing in Mike's face. And again, all to say, Mike Santana, you are a better man than me because I would have left. I was like, fuck this. Oh, but don't get it twisted though, because we're going to talk about Mike because he has a match at Genesis and some bullshit. And I was like, I swear to God, TNA, if you pull some bullshit again, we're going to fight. We're going to fight. So, Mike Santana is your new TNA World Champion. And
let's see if he can hold on to it for more than one episode.
For reals. Like, not even 48 hours. So, he's going to lose it. So, alrighty. Well, here's the thing. So we are done with the review portion, but we are not quite done yet. So, as it pains me to say this, but not really. But I enjoy doing the predictions. But this card is some fuckery.
the card is basically the same show that we just watched.
It really is. I was just like, oh hell no. I was just like, we had a lot of changes.
This was a 2-hour ad for this pay-per-view.
God, it was so rough. All right, let me send it to Will, and let me send it to Will too, so he gets this. All right, here we go. Right, let me get this open. So we have a lot of changes from this episode that is leading us into what we are getting for Genesis. Also, I happen to be scrolling the internet as well, so this is not on the predictions form, but we can talk about it and I can add it and write it down. But I already know the result, what's going to happen. So Santino made a new match like as of 10 minutes ago for Genesis. Stax is going to defend his international championship against Eric Young, newly signed BDE. And the way that Santino worded it, a star who has made a name for themselves in Texas. And I'm just like, I swear to God, if it's JBL, we're going to fight. I was like, oh, hell no. I'm trying to think of like any Texas talent on the independent scene. And I was just like, there's Manders, which would be amazing. But other than
could it be one of the younger Von Erichs?
Well, I mean, that could be a possibility. I don't know how AEW and ROH would feel about that. But
are they signed to ROH right now?
The Von Erich boys are signed to Ring of Honor.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
I wasn't sure if they were indie or not. So
I was like, I'm also thinking like if you want to bring some folks over from south of the border, you got a lot of unsigned independent luchadors you can put into. I was just like, I'm just saying. All that being said, I'm picking Stax is probably going to retain because it's some bullshit. I was just like, oh no. Stax is probably going to retain.
Let's see. Yeah. Like, that's gonna Stax will retain that because it's gonna be more of a focus on like it'll be a nice sort of jumping on point for whoever is debuting there. But
at least I hope it's someone new and debuting and not some craziness. But who knows? TNA is what we're rolling with this week. So now let's get into the actual card because this card had some changes and it has some bullshit too. Because we're gonna talk about it. I don't care if Mara Sade. I was just like, I hope she whoops her Devin's ass. I will say though, I can't believe I'm saying this on paper. I was like, I don't care because the build to this has been kind of stupid. But honestly, this actually has the potential to be really great in a so bad it's so good way. Like if they play the funny tee hee ha ha's right and Mara Sade whoops his ass, I'm actually kind of here for it.
Yeah, I can't see Ryan Nemeth winning this in a way that makes anyone feel good.
Right. I was like, I don't want to say but have Mara Sade win because watching her super kick him every week has been actually really fun.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know my opinion of Ryan Nemeth. He is like this is what X-Pac Heat is. This is the go fuck yourself, Ryan.
Yeah.
This is not, oh hey, wow, what an asshole. He plays a great heel. It's like, no, what an asshole, get off my screen.
Honestly.
Do you remember that? You know that story about Vince McMahon wanting to blur out Christian's face because he didn't like Christian's face? I want that for Ryan Nemeth.
God, that'd be hilarious. All right, so we both got Mara Sade to beat Ryan Nemeth.
Yep.
Moving on. Again, I am sad that we have relegated most of this build to digital exclusives, but it is AJ Francis versus the Rich Homie Swan. I honestly still don't know who to pick for this one.
I love AJ Francis. I think it's going to be Swan.
I think so too.
It needs to be that kind of like blow off the guy that's been the underling taking down his former boss kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I agree too, because AJ's been the more domineering one, beating up Rich Swann every time he gets a chance, and so the last couple of weeks.
And honestly, like let Rich Swann beat AJ Francis here, and honestly, put AJ in contention for a title.
Mm-hmm.
Put him in the titles. Put him in. You know, I would say put him in the international title scene.
I was gonna say to give it let him run with the mid card championship.
Yeah, absolutely. That.
Yep. Alrighty, so Rich Homie Swan for both of us. Then we get into Elijah versus Mustafa Ali. Here's the thing, right? It's really hard because I know Elijah's not doing it for you.
Yeah.
I like Elijah. I just need more from him in terms of like creative wise, I think, because I was just like, and again, he's been out, so it hasn't helped that either. With all that being said, though, I'm going with Ali because I feel like he kind of should win this one.
I'm actually going to go with Elijah on this.
Ooh, okay.
Not because I want him to win, but I think he will. Because when you've played up both of these people as cartoonishly as they have both been, basically, you know, Ali being the Elmer Fudd to Elijah's El Kabong. Yes, I know that Elmer Fudd and El Kabong were not in the same cartoon studio. I don't give a fuck.
Me.
Get in the comments. Deal with
if you don't like me, fight me.
Bring your opinion to the comments. It helps our engagement. I won't respond, but you can say go off in the comments.
Go off, sis.
But like, yeah, like this is the cartoon portion, and for that you need the good guy to win. Elijah's currently the babyface. Elijah's going to win this, and maybe losing to Elijah in the fashion that he does might sort of shake something loose in Ali to play up the Order 4 thing a little bit more seriously, a little bit darker.
I know it's not necessarily the same like ethnicities and races, but Ali, I need you to go from wannabe politician and just go full blown. We're gonna take over the planet like freaking Neymar. Like I need that level.
If you're gonna, honestly, Ali, if you're gonna be if you're dedicated to the whole cartoon character thing, get away from Elmer Fudd and go more towards Lex Luthor.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm not talking Super Friends Lex Luthor. I'm talking 90s animated series Lex Luthor. Clancy Brown as Lex Luthor.
Mm-hmm. So this is the first split, and I love it. So this is great. All right, moving on, though. The final dance. This is JDC's retirement match, and it is him versus Edward Edwards.
Oh, Eddie.
Eddie Edwards. I will call him the Edward Edwards.
Yep.
But Eddie Edwards, but I have Eddie as well. I was like, it's a retirement match, man.
Yeah,
like,
JDC's going out on his back. Leave the boots in the ring. Call it a night.
And he could go enjoy being a first-time dad. I was like, yay! fine.
Yeah.
We love it. It should be fun. I'm not ready for the Eddie Edwards to cry because everyone's gonna start crying. I already know it.
My only complaint about this match is that because both of them came up through the Massachusetts scene, I mean, Eddie's whole thing is finished with the Boston Knee Party. Like they should have called this like a Beantown Brawl or something like that and made it no DQ.
That's the other thing too, because like after Ali and Santana, JDC and Santana had a Texas death match too. I was like, the hell. I was like, oh, but don't worry, Mike Santana will be back in the Texas death match. We're gonna get to him in a little bit, but yeah, Edwards for both of us.
Yep.
Because of some WWE bullshit, we do not have the X Division triple threat like I was excited for. So instead, Joe, I love you dearly, but you are the consolation prize, and I was
because of some WWE bullshit. We got some WWE bullshit.
So this is just a regular triple threat, and it is Joe Hendry. At least if you're gonna do this, you should like make this a number one contenders match then for the X Division Championship.
No. If you're bringing Joe Hendry in for this, then you need to make this a comedy match. This needs to be full meme.
The funny thing is that Moose could do it too, because Moose can do it. Because there was a time when, oh god, long time ago, before he went to AEW, Moose had a program with All Ego Ethan Page and his kung fu character. It was ridiculous, and
real quick, while we have Joe Hendry on our screen, there is another bit of. I won't go so far as to call it news because it is still very much rumor.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to state this for the record. Evidently, there's a rumor going around that Danhausen is looking at going to WWE.
Yep.
I want this for two reasons. Number one, I want to see all of the Fed heads that called him Cringehausen or whatever just immediately change their tune and start being like, wow, this guy's really funny. Ha ha ha. The other thing is I want to have him as a tag team or feud with Joe Hendry.
We've talked about this before.
Have we?
Okay. Online and offline too, but I am here for all of it.
Say his name and you'll be cursed. I believe in Danhausen. I believe in Danhausen.
Love it.
I'm in Springfield and Ogdenville and Arlen too. And Quahog and North Haverbrook and other fictional cities.
Radio's
I believe in Danhausen. I believe in Danhausen.
Gosh, yes. Listen, Danhausen, Radio Will is hiring. Oh my goodness. But yeah, thanks to some WWE bullshit, we got some more WWE bullshit, and now this is a triple threat. This is going to hurt me more than anything, because originally, if it was going to be the X Division triple threat like we were supposed to get, I would have picked Leon Slater, because I was like, I don't want Leon to lose the title anytime soon, but there's no stakes to this, and like, this is going to probably bite me, but I'm going with Cedric. I like, of these three, I'm like, I don't want to bet against Cedric. I really don't, but I don't know. I'm going to go with Cedric.
So I'm also going to go with Cedric, but I have a reason behind it.
Okay.
Because Moose is currently the number one contender, right?
Or was Cedric? Yes and no.
no, because Moose gets a rubber match. He gets a rematch that he hasn't.
He gets a rematch because he was previous champion. He never cashed that in. Cedric is technically number one contender because he won that right in that 4-way match he had with the 3 members of the Rascals.
So then you know what? I'm going to say Moose.
Okay.
Because like I think have Moose pin Joe Hendry.
Yes.
So that way, so that you can sort of escalate this Cedric Alexander and Moose feud over the X Division title, and then eventually get to that triple threat: Cedric Alexander, Moose, and Leon Slater.
I could see this going a couple of different ways if we're thinking about it too, because even though there wasn't no stakes, the system fought Leon, Cedric, and the Hardys last week with Cedric pinning Moose to get the team win last week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can see Moose pinning Cedric, and then they could be tit for tat, like 1-1. Then we're like, all right, we got to figure out who's really number one contender. But yeah, Joe Hendry getting pinned here is actually okay with me.
Yep.
I love Joe, but he can lose here. Moving on though. For the TNA World Tag Team Championships, the Hardys versus the Righteous. Now, here's the thing, right? Hardys are going to be Hardys. We like fans love them. Wrestling world loves them. I think because the bar is in hell right now after this episode with a whole bunch of stuff, it's probably not going to happen. But against my better judgment, I am going with the Righteous. I feel that the Righteous should win here.
Yes.
Because I'm like, if the Righteous lose, the Hardys have no one. Ooh, I almost took out my camera and everything because how passionate I was. But the Hardys have nowhere. The Hardys have no one else to fight. Like they beat everybody else.
Honestly, it needs to be the Righteous, because number one, the Hardys don't have anyone else to fight. Number two, it gives some credibility to the Righteous, because like they're still like they still haven't really won the crowd over. I love them. Don't get me wrong, but I love them because I watch them in AEW. I know what they can do. I've seen a couple of shows of them on the indies. It's like I know what they can do, and they deserve better than what they've been getting. So yes, make them the tag champs, and let the Hardys go rest for a little bit, or I don't know, like it. Yeah, no, let the Righteous win this, please.
Please don't. Yeah. So, Radio and I have the I was about to say the Hardys, but I was like, they have the Righteous. We have the Righteous. The Righteous are coming. Anyways, going into our main titles, this one's easy for me. Just out of spite, I'm going with Lee. I still think on paper this should be a really solid match, but I love Zarya, but she don't need to win this championship.
It'll be no doubt about it being a good match. This is one of those ones. It's like the match is going to be great, but if this particular outcome doesn't happen,
Carlos Silva, don't fuck this up.
I'd like T and I are going to have the breakup conversation. You know, like we're gonna meet at our favorite cafe and sit down and say like we have to talk.
TNA, don't do this because I don't want Radio to not show up anymore, guys. Don't. TNA, don't do this because you'd be fucking up the vibes. God, I was just like, listen, I don't want Radio not to show up anymore. TNA, do your job, damn it. Let our champion retain. Speaking of champions, this is some bullshit too, because this happened off air and it was a digital exclusive, but we have Mike Santana, defending the title once again. Frankie Kazarian is calling a rematch in a Texas death match. And Nick Nemeth, who still has the Call Your Shot gauntlet trophy, is going to be special guest referee. So here's the thing. When I saw this, I was just like, here's the thing. So I'm focusing on Frankie and Mike in this Texas death match. I know Nick is going to cash this bitch in. Whether he's successful or not, I don't care. But the point is going to go between Mike and Frankie unless Nick interferes in the middle of this match to make it a triple threat. But I was just like,
you're not even going to let him have his Seth Rollins moment of like, no, you're just going to make him the ref. Just have him like sit there like, yeah, no, you guys kick the shit out of each other.
This is how this happens, because after the match, Nick Nemeth tried to come down and cash it in on, Mike, but like shenanigans happened. Daria comes out and it's like, you know what? We're going to have a rematch. Frankie and Santana, Texas death match. Nick Nemeth's going to be the special guest referee. Now, I am jealous because I will say Mike Santana has a good record of being at Genesis and having really fun, like no TQ Texas death match. Because last year at Genesis, him and Josh Alexander had an I Quit match and that bitch was fire. Like that match was so good. It was like so. And here's the thing. I don't think this match is going to be bad, but I was like, damn, y'all. I was like, there's the possibility that Mike Santana won't even hold this title for less than 48 hours, which is some bullshit. All that being said, I was just like, listen, I'm not going up against my Puerto Rican brother. I'm going with Mike on this side.
Well, here's the other thing. Nick Nemeth has the Call Your Shot thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Nemeth is also the ref in the match. Don't you have to give the thing to the ref to call your shot.
Technically, yeah, it's like a Money in the Bank cash-in.
So what you're telling me is Nemeth
give it to itself.
is just gonna let them beat the shit out of each other, go in and make sure they're both dead to the world, and then when one of them wins, yep, there you go, and then he just kind of goes under the ring, picks up that cup, like, yep, nope, I got it, and I'm still wearing the ref shirt, come in, cover, fast count, call it a day.
This is gonna have some tomfoolery and fuckery.
Yeah, don't
fuck this up. Let Mike.
No, they're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna fuck it up. They are going to fuck it up. There is no by making Nick Nemeth the guy who has promised, not even vaguely alluded, not even kind of threatened. Is ooh, I have this thing. He says no, this is what I'm going to do. By promising, by broadcasting his Seth Rollins interference bullshit, and he's already done this, and then you make him the ref?
First of all, hi JVL, welcome. This is not expecting to see you here. Do we think he'll fast count himself and they book the wrestler? Shut up, JVL. It's already some bullshit. Here's the thing, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what he's gonna fast count himself.
Here's the thing, right? JVL loves to harp on me because he's just like, Mikey, can you stand TNA? I was like, listen, I'm a masochist for certain things. TNA, it just happens to be that one promotion I'll be a masochist for. However,
hey, you know what? It's all about finding the kernels of corn in the shit. Unfortunately, this was Taco Bell today. It's
last night's TNA, I was just like, listen, I am the great mighty Pooh. And TNA just threw its shit at you. That is what TNA was. They were the great TNA isn't bad. Oh, don't backpedal now. You were giving me so much shit when I forced you to help me cover a TNA pay-per-view because Andrew and Will couldn't be there. I was like, don't do that to me. No, I'm just kidding. No, last night wasn't even camp, JBL. You know this. It was dog shit. You know me. I am the power of positivity. I am the New Day of once they were once before, right? You all know me to be the positive one. But you also know that when something pisses me off in my professional wrestling and they play in my face and they make me act they try to play in my face and insult my intelligence as a wrestling fan, nah, I'm calling it out on this bullshit. And TNA last night was some bullshit.
Oh, and it's continuing to call it out on this bullshit here.
Am I going to watch it tomorrow still? Yes. And are we going to cover it next Friday? Yes. But I'm not going to be happy about it depending on certain things.
I was going to say,
JBL, yes, that is me this Sunday. And we'll catch you Thursday. God, I got to figure out who's going to be on that panel because there are 8 of you bitches in that show. So we got to figure out who's doing what. I was like, so many people want to do mystery wrestling. I'll probably just run the one.
What does it say? What does it say about the wrestling landscape that everyone in this particular wrestling podcast empire wants to cover mystery wrestling? And when it comes to TNA, you're like, please come. Please, can you please watch this with me, please?
So I got very lucky because obviously other Papa also Will and myself we're always going to watch TNA. That's the whole thing. And then, JT, his work schedule is just kind of fucking up the vibes, but hopefully that changes so he can be back with us. He's still watching and he'll still text me. And then we picked you up on our roster too. So I'm sorry, but I'm also glad you're here. So that is our predictions for Genesis. Tomorrow night is going to be some bullshit, but honestly, we're still going to watch and cover it because,
Genesis is tomorrow night, and I've always been more of a Super Nintendo kind of guy.
I am excited, though, for Papa Oso because he will be in the building once again. Yes, we love you too, John. I love you so much. Mwah. So I will see you Tuesday for AEW and Thursday for Mystery Wrestling. Also, when, everything feels better, we will also do our Lucha Libre ceremony once you get those masks made.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll tell you offline. It's a whole thing, and I'm kind of here for it. But that has been our TNA post-show breakdown. God, this was awful. The show was awful. But honestly, I'm glad that I'm still here though, because like last week radio, it was fun to tear it apart with
Yeah.
you. So, uh, and that's what wrestling is, kids. You take the good, the bad, and the ugly, but it is about the friends you made along the way.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like yeah, you're right. That's what it is. It's because when it's good to celebrate it with your friends. When it's bad, it's good to tear it apart with your friends.
Yes. And when it's ugly, we all cry together. I'm just kidding. No. So that is going to be it for us tonight. And technically, that is it for the rest of this week. So BC WrestlePod will be taking its, weekend break because we don't really do too many weekend things, as I say this now. And then I'm looking at the next few months and I'm like, oh. But we are taking Saturday and Sunday off to reset and recuperate. But don't touch that dial because next week is chocked full of everything. Guys, we have a full week next week. It's going to be insane. So on Tuesday, we are back with the AEW post-show breakdown where we are covering Maximum Carnage Dynamite and Maximum Carnage Collision, which is happening tomorrow. Can't wait for that. That's going to be great. Then on Wednesday, of course, it's the doubleheader of NXT and CMLL, which I'm super excited for because NXT is always hit and miss, but Lucha Libre in Mexico is always never going to disappoint me. Then on Thursday, yes, we are actually having a Thursday post-show breakdown. It is the Mystery Wrestling 21 post-show breakdown at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, because, listen, I need a good laugh. And we are in Cardiff, bitches. Mystery Wrestling is going abroad because we are in Cardiff.
Can I tell you, tickets went on sale like last week, I think, for Mystery Wrestling 22, and it's back in Canada. It's back in Quebec. I am so annoyed that it's like 2 weeks before PAX East, which means which basically said it's like my ability to afford going to it is just got shot in the face.
It's like, damn it.
It's like, I could have gone. No, I'm going to PAX East because my girlfriend's coming up for it. And it's PAX East. I got a free ticket.
Listen.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's just like, shout out to Vixie. It's like, we love you. I love you. I was just like, it's fantastic. Keeping our boy in check. No, I'm just kidding. Yep. No, take care of him because I need to see him on Friday still. I was just like, anywho. But that's on Thursday. So, I mean, Will, if you find the time, you are invited. The door is open. I will, I don't know how many of us are going to show up because there's so many of us, but honestly, I was just like, I'll probably run the ones and twos and be like, hi guys, I'm in the background. Y'all have your thing. So we'll see what happens. But then on Friday, it's the TNA Genesis post-show breakdown. This is the first of its announcement, but unfortunately, I will not be here. But don't worry, I'm not leaving the Wills to run this on their own. I am tagging in my friend Kilt, who, of course, both me and Radio know from various things. He will be running the ones and twos, and he will be here. So both of y'all can just, look pretty as you rip apart Genesis. And also, I think it's going to be fun, too, because Radio, you'll give the perspective of watching at home, and Papa will give the perspective of being in the building for this one. So
there you go. Yep.
That's going to be fun. So yeah, so it's going to be a fun week next week. All right, we're going to get up on out of here. It's been an hour and a half of just some tomfoolery and fuckery that we have had this evening, and it is late for Radio, so I'm going to get him to bed before he turns into a pumpkin. But thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back next week for another full jam-packed schedule, and I cannot wait for all the tomfoolery, shenanigans, crying, and everything that comes with for being a professional wrestling fan. But until then, from all of us here at BC WrestlePod, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay biconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We will catch you next week for a plethora of fun stuff. But until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.